create a dashboard and get them off your ass, because they will irritate you for nothing. When CEOs don't know something, child, they harass your nerve about something that don't even matter. And meanwhile, you got other fires, you got the out. Anybody can look at the damn dashboard and be like, oh, okay, yeah, y'all busy, y'all working in HR. Ain't nothing like a good old dashboard. Hey y'all, this is Tamika, the face behind HR. And if you've been around for a minute, or even if you've just been around for the last video, then you saw me tell you all about what an HR dashboard is. I'll leave the link to that video below just in case you missed it. This time we're gonna take it a little bit deeper. We're gonna talk about how you can use HR dashboards. So you can use dashboards for a little bit of any and everything, not only in HR, but everywhere, but definitely in HR. So let's talk a bit about what they're gonna be used for. Before I dive into such a deep dive, I wanna show you guys what some HR dashboards look like. And as you can see with this, I literally just typed in HR dashboards. So that's all I searched for in the search bar so that we can see what they all look like. So if we look around, you can see that like the screen is like overwhelmed with so many dashboards. Not only can you see how different they look, but honestly, you can make it cater to your company. You can make it color coded to your company's brand colors. You can change it up for the seasons. You can change it up for the holidays, whatever you like to do. Now, one that I think really scares us a lot of times is this type of dashboard, right? So I'm not sure where this is coming from. So let's just take a look. So Gecko board. Okay, obviously this is more of like a very interactive dashboard. Like you can see that it's dark, kind of gives the IT vibes on what this dashboard looks like. This one is measuring technical hiring versus non-technical hiring, recruitment costs year to date, top hiring sources, and current hiring pipelines. This one is looking as a training dashboard. So it's telling us what learning and development satisfaction surveys look like at the moment. What do they look like over time? What were the different sessions that were being trained? It also even gives us diversity dashboards. Y'all know diversity my thing, child. Love me a little DEI. Did several videos on DEI, so I'll definitely put those links below as well. It tells us like, what does the company makeup look like for race, gender? What does it look like for the turnover rate among gender? What does it look like for the turnover rate among just this year for race, then this year for gender? So I really like that the HR dashboards can look really different. Let's go back to the screen, because personally I don't really like dashboards that are black in the back. I like when they're bright, everybody can see them. Now this one says HR dashboards in Excel, so you obviously can pull some from Excel, and that's not a bad thing at all. But if I were to pick a dashboard, personally, I probably would go for something that looks a bit like this so that we can see some pictures, some visuals, and knowing me, I would definitely brand it to the company's brand. And so I like to make it really easy so that not only my senior people can understand this dashboard, but my new HR folks who are just growing their career, they can absolutely understand the dashboard as well. Overall, I just want to give you guys an idea, right? So this is one where they're selling like live dashboards, right? So on this one, we can see it's giving us an executive summary. It's telling us what the demographics look like, what the hires look like, what open positions look like, what terminations look like. So it's kind of going into a view of giving us almost a full employee life cycle there. And so I really like that dashboard as well. They have an overview one at the bottom, but let's go back and look at this one. So if we look at this dashboard, we can see that this dashboard is talking about workforce performance, right? So it's giving us a full head count. It's telling us the average employee age. It's telling us the gender. It's telling us the tenure. It's telling us what absenteeism look like. So this is a really full HR board that's giving us things from everywhere, right? So we can see like employee count by salary, employee count by status, employee count by rating, even employee details at the bottom. So this is a really good dashboard. Be honest with you, most of these HRSs are definitely including dashboards in them, especially when we start talking about recruitment or workers' comp or benefits. Most of these HR dashboards, I believe Paylocity is one that as soon as you open their system, you go straight into a dashboard. So dashboards are being built into things, which is really helpful. But honestly, you don't have to leave it the way that it comes up in the system. You really want to always cater a dashboard to what your company's looking for. So some of the ways that you absolutely can use an HR dashboard is really to help you with monitoring certain activity. If you want to monitor what headcount looks like, what does promotions look like, what does the pay increases look like are you given promotions all the time? How much are you given on average? When you're doing these pay increases, is it coming with the actual promotion, or are you just giving somebody a pay increase for internal equity, market equity, or are you just giving them a pay increase because they work really hard? I really like that. It really helps us monitor that activity to see how often we're doing this, to see if we're really spending too many dollars, to see if maybe we're devaluing our employees. Another type of activity we can monitor with HR dashboards is recruitment activity. How long is it taking us to hire someone? From the point of application to the point of first day, is that going to be 30 days? Is that 60 days? Is that 90 days? When we look at that, is that for a particular type of position? So if we're hiring engineers, is it taking us longer to get them through the interview process? If we're hiring accountants, are we giving back homework, which is taking that even longer? Is that what our normal should be? You can really use dashboards to kind of set metrics for each type of thing you're doing in HR. So when we're talking about recruitment, if you feel like, yeah, overall, I'd like these positions to close in 30 to 45 days, but you notice most of your positions are trending around 65 days, you can look at that data in that dashboard and start looking at ways to decrease that time. And there's some positions that may be outliers and really take longer than 30 to 45 days. A dashboard will make it clear for you because it'll show you the different positions. And as you make pivots, you can see if that pivot really changed. You can also look at productivity levels. This is for HR to say, okay, this department is producing a lot of work really quickly. This really helps us manage headcount requests. This really helps us manage which positions we may prioritize when we're recruiting. Let's say we don't have enough recruiters to recruit for 20 positions at a time. Maybe we can use these 2 recruiters to focus on this particular department because the productivity level is so high and maybe the headcount's low, so we really need to help them. You can absolutely. Now, the first place I've ever really used dashboards is to monitor regulatory activity. You know, like the feds want to come in the US in particular, the feds want to come in and tell you, hey, I need you to do this, I need you to do that. There are tons of federal laws, right? So you have your FMLA that you always can manage in there. You have your workers' comp. You have your OSHA that you always can manage in there. You have training if you have particular types of positions that require a certain level of training before they can go out into the field. Then you have that type of training as well. You can monitor all of this in your productivity dashboard. Now that we looked at some of these dashboards and you got a view of like what a dashboard looks like, it really helps you see like why Tamika's still going on and on about so much that we can do in these damn dashboards. She left from the last video telling us a whole bunch of stuff. Now she in this video telling us way too much. But you can see like a dashboard is literally what you created. If you have a system that's keeping you niched into a certain area and it's not pulling the data you need to see, then maybe you need to do it manually, or maybe you want to tell a system they need to do some upgrades and some developing, or maybe you don't want to use that system's dashboard at all. So not only did I have a video that someone asked me, hey Tamika, can you tell me about HR dashboards? Or they asked me about dashboards, and from the question they asked, I can tell they weren't really familiar with a dashboard. So of course I asked questions back and sis confirmed, you know what, you teach me a lot. So I promised her I'd do some videos on dashboards. So I'm hoping that she can catch this video and really use it to help her out. And definitely the last one as well. I'm in a ton of HR groups on Facebook. So I'm in HR POC. I used to be in Black in HR. I might get back in Black in HR. Black in HR is a good group. And I'm also in a group called Literally Human Resources. I'm in several different groups. I actually have a ebook on my website that's called How to Start Your HR Career. I'll put the link below, but in there it shows you a good snippet of so many groups that you can dive into. You can ask questions, you can get help, you can find a new job, like very, very helpful. This particular day, I saw a post that was in the human resources group, and this person posted, hello all, I wanted to ask a question about FMLA. We're a fully remote company and we have 80 employees in 18 different states. We are all scattered over the US. For medical reasons, I know we have to offer protected leave for our employees, but are we required to pay any of their pay? We currently offer 12 weeks fully paid remote for anyone who has been there for over a year. But we have a new CEO that is questioning what we require to offer. So what you could do is simply do a dashboard that includes all of the leave that you have to pay for, and you can track it so that you can tell them how often you're pushing out money to employees who aren't literally physically working on a job. So I thought that was a good example of how you can use these dashboards strategically to help you really navigate conversations, particularly with your executive leaders. So if they start questioning, like, how do we do this? Where's this come from? When you got a damn dashboard, child, you gonna shut them up. Like, they're gonna be like, Tamika be on her stuff. I ain't even got time. They're gonna trust you so much. They're gonna gloat about you all the time. If they do it in front of your face or behind your back, they're gonna love you because you'll have all the answers there. So that's one way you can use dashboards pretty strategically. If he's like asking you like, oh, well, how much leave do we have to give? Who are we giving this leave for? How long are we paying it for? where you can say, well, this is what we do and this is fairly what we have to do. And so this is why I track it here. And this is how much money we've spent so far this year on FMLA leave, right? So I absolutely love those groups because you learn so much. So many people gave back a ton of responses on that one. You're going to hear people give you all kinds of answers. That's another thing. Just these groups can be tricky because you'll hear a lot. But when you see recurring answers, you know, okay, I probably should go with this one. Create a dashboard and get them off your ass because they will irritate you for nothing. When CEOs don't know something, child, they harass your nerve about something that don't even matter. And meanwhile, you got other fires, you got the out. Now, let's get back to these dashboards. Dashboards really give transparency. So that really goes with the example I just gave. Nobody can think that you're pushing for these things just because you want to do them. You're showing them why you're doing them. So I love the transparency that dashboards gives. It gives confidence in your department. It gives confidence in your employees. It gives confidence in your processes. And so it helps you communicate key info to leaders and your stakeholders. It helps you give a glance overview to stay focused on the big picture. If your company has some really big lofty goals that they've already said, hey, we're going to reorganize the company. We want to hire more in this area. We want to do a riff in this area. Then now your dashboards gives an insight to like, what is this going to look like for us? How much labor do I need? How much preparation do I need? What different things I need to make these processes happen and how long we're going to need them. So it also helps you to share knowledge within the organization or the department. So I worked for a company where our quality department would do specific types of trainings, or maybe they might look at processes to see if there's redundancy. And that was always super duper helpful for me because now I could truly see how many people are being trained, what are they being trained on, how long is training taking. So when I'm hiring a new person, I can tell them, hey, you'll come through new hire orientation. There's some company-wide trainings we're going to absolutely do. And then it's going to change where you're going to do department-specific trainings. So if your quality department is doing these trainings, it's feeding into your dashboard, you can literally see like how long each position is going to take from new hire orientation to being able to work on themselves by themselves independently. So just remember there are some benefits and some cons with HR dashboards. Some of the amazing benefits, because I'll never talk bad about dashboards. I absolutely respect them. I love them. As long as they work functionally, right? As long as they're working for what I need them for. But some of the benefits is it gives you a big overview picture. You don't have to kind of figure out what the company looks like. You don't have to be the only person to tell everybody what it looks like. Anybody can look at the damn dashboard and be like, oh, okay, yeah, y'all busy, y'all working in HR. It gives you less time to get a point across. If you're trying to explain something to somebody, it takes you like half the time to explain it when you can just show them a visual of what it looks like. It really helps you take less time getting your point across. So you're not doing so much educating, so much getting people to understand, like they can literally see for themselves. Another benefit is obviously it gives transparency. I've given you a list of reasons of the different types of transparency it provides. It helps you with verifying your goals and verifying that you're meeting your different targets instead of you trying to figure out, I wonder how we did on this one. Or sometimes, to be honest with your child, I just did my performance review for my full-time job and I couldn't believe how much I did in such a short period of time. And I was just like, okay, so I ain't losing my mind for no reason. We are working like crazy. So I like it because it definitely can help you kind of verify that these goals you created for the department, for your organization, your team is really working, you're hitting these targets. And another benefit that I absolutely love is that you have so much tech out there. I just showed y'all several different websites that will generate these dashboards for you, make them for you. Now, I never use these dashboards, so I ain't signing on. And until they reach out to me, this is not a sponsored video because I'm going to have to dig into these dashboards before I say, this is the one you should use. Use the one in your HRS, child, because all your information going in there, it's more legit than some of these other places that won't tie into your HRS. But anyhow, there's so much tech out there that you can use to help automate your different dashboards. It really helps you even make dashboards interactive. Like instead of just looking at a dashboard that's sitting and it may change every week, now your dashboard may change as different things happen. This person's off workers' comp. Now you can see that pie chart go smaller. You hired a whole bunch of people. Now you can see the bar graph going higher in this area. And you can see it just move all by itself. I absolutely love dashboards for that. Now there's some bad parts to everything, child. And so the bad parts or the cons to dashboards is that you put in one incorrect part, you can throw off the whole damn dashboard. You put in one thing bad, ain't nothing right. Depending on the dashboard, depending on what you put in, right? It's not every single dashboard, but dashboards are so interactive. It's like an octopus with 20 legs, not 8. And so as it's putting this information in, if one area is wrong, it's going to keep pulling from that wrong area and it could toss off some other areas. The other bad thing that I don't like about them is that the manual dashboards, they require a lot of time and a lot of consistency. It's almost like you need to give yourself a calendar invite. Let me go update the dashboard. I remember back in the day before we had HRSs and before we had them so like comprehensive like they are now, oh, we would do dashboards or we'd just do sheets and literally a new one every week. And it was like a repetitive thing. I almost got conditioned to making sure I update the reports. We would call them reports back then. Now you can not only just take this report, but you can fold it into a good old dashboard, child. Ain't nothing like a good old dashboard. Now, if any of this went over your head, I got your back, sis. Because I talked about a lot in this video. This is my second language. HR, I eat and breathe this stuff. But if you're like, Tamika, this is helpful, but I need help. I need to get mine together. I can help you with more than just a dashboard. If you are 2 or 3 years into your career, maybe even 5 years into your career, and you're a little confused on like, how do I get this done? Why do I feel stuck all the time? Especially if you're asking yourself, is there a shorter way to do this? Is this the only way to do it? Child, I got you. I have the HR to HR Pro Career Mentoring that will be coming out next month. So I'm going to put the link down below because the HR to HR Pro Career Mentoring that I'll offer ain't going to everybody. It's going to go to those folks who decided to join my email list because those are the folks that I know absolutely want to know about this. So all you have to do is join that, and not only do I know you want to know about it, but I'm going to make sure you're the first to have access to it. HR to HR Career Pro is going to include me giving you a lot more face-to-face time. So instead of just booking an hour-long call, you get a longer call, you get multiple times to reschedule calls, because I really want to help you mentor through your career. I want to help you get that confidence. I want to help you find the resources and provide the resources where you can absolutely perform at your best and not feel like you're stuck in one position, or what position do I go to next, or I've never done this before, when in actuality you have and you just didn't know that you were doing it. So I will help you with that in HR to HR Pro Career Mentoring. Definitely hit the link down below, get on my list so that I can send you an email notification directly in your inbox to let you know, child, I'm ready, book your call. So those of you who are returning, child, we taking this up a level. We going away from helping you just find that job. Well, we ain't going away from it. We gonna keep it there. Like, we're gonna still help the folks get on in. But on top of helping folks get in, I wanna help you guys elevate, grow, level up so that you can take your career wherever you want to take your career. I don't want you to be limited to just what that company offers, what they're willing to pay you, what they're willing to approve you for. I want you to take full control of your career so they can all be in your hands and you can be happy. You can enjoy what you do so you don't feel like you're going to work. Listen, I cannot wait to see you guys on the next video.